My Vice President, the Honorable Speaker of the Interim House of Representatives, members of government, county and local government executives, civil society leaders, supporters and sympathizers at home and abroad, including those assigned to monitor our legitimate activities, you are welcome. Fellow Ambazonians, Ngule Simon, Mbo Akwa, both students of the University of Boya, were abducted from their hostels at the University of Boya by Cameroon security elements. The killer squad, led by the notorious John Ewome alias Moja Moja, and they shot and killed these two innocent Southern Cameroonians in cold blood. Their corpses were paraded in public, and Moja Moja, who is a French Cameroon soldier, proceeded in camera to desecrate the two corpses by stomping on their heads and bodies. This is not only unacceptable, but crosses the line of tolerance. These could be your sons and your brothers, your uncles, your fathers, or our future leaders. They were targeted for being outspoken critics of the oppressor and killed in school by the same French Cameroon forces who claim they desire the good of our children better than we do. Shame on all those who are bending backwards to defend these criminals in uniform. I see so-called learned lawyers laboring in defense of culprits like Moja Moja, who has confessed publicly in camera to committing war crimes and crimes against humanity. Those who are defending the likes of Moja Moja, may your children grow up to be like Moja Moja to your families. This is the latest of the many crimes committed in Sako by this gang led by this agent of the French Cameroon colonial government. Let us observe a moment of silence for these and all others who have lost their lives in this senseless war of annexation, including those who have lost their lives in the recent flood in Boya. A moment, please. May their souls continue to rest in power. Let me use this opportunity to reiterate our just announced National Days of Mourning scheduled for Monday the 20th and Tuesday the 21st of March 2023. All flags must fly half-mast on Monday and Tuesday. Sako County in particular shall be on a total lockdown. No movement or circulation of vehicles allowed. All markets closed. Citizens are advised to stay home and pray for the families of the victims of these and other massacres perpetrated by French Cameroon on our innocent people. The rest of the country is expected to observe the traditional ghost town on Monday and then on Tuesday as a day of mourning in solidarity with Sako and the bereaved families. Today I'm calling on all US-based relatives of people who have been killed by known officials of La République du Cameroon to come forward and help us to institute a class action in the United States of America against these French Cameroon war criminals. I have directed the Attorney General and the judiciary of the interim government of Ambazonia to commence work on a class action lawsuit against Moja Moja and the perpetrators and enablers of these atrocity crimes in the southern Cameroons. In this regard, we are calling on the relatives of Ngule Linus and Bo Akwe, the relatives of the Ngabu 31, the Mautu 9, the Francisca 7 massacre in Kumba, the Pinyin 40 massacre the Ekondo 5 massacre, the relatives of Florence Ayafo, Wazizi, Baby Mata, Mami Api, Sam Sawyer, Charles Wesco, etc., to contact our IG legal team as potential witnesses to justify this class action lawsuit in the United States. The list of defendants will include the likes of criminals like Atanganji Okalia Bilai, Lele Lafrique, Joseph Jera Ngala, Betty Asomo, Emil Bankwe, Eko, and Paul Biya. In the days ahead, our legal team will be publishing a hotline to collect evidence and interview interested relatives as plaintiffs. We also intend to push the ICC prosecutors to show utmost fairness and impartiality by hearing our case against Paul Biya and Buhari, which is already before them since 2019 or 2020. Dear Ambazonians, welcome to Midland Zone, the home of Manu, Libialem, Momo, and Meza. Our struggle was birthed and nurtured here by your sons and daughters. I mean, our struggle for the restoration ideologically was conceived by a son of Widekum in Momo. It was loudly proclaimed in Meza, pilot tested in Manu, and valiantly defended in the BLM. Together, this zone has not just been the epicenter of our revolutionary ideology, but for a long time was the Pentagon of our Liberation Army. You laid the foundation stone of our edifice when your sons without body armor stood tall on the streets of Abakwa in 2017 and questioned the legitimacy of our occupiers. From Fon Gojidinka, who vividly exposed the nullity of the purported union between La République du Cameroon and Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, according to international law, to Tassan Wilfred, the Coffin Revolution, the heroes of Dadi in Manu, and the enigmatic dragons crawling the hills of Libialem, you helped us to demystify the superiority complex of our annexationists and move the struggle from the quest for equality to the restoration of our stolen sovereignty. You conquered the enemy's choice weapon of corruption as you despised the enemy's truckloads of blood-bribed money stolen from our backyard. You took our resistance a distance further to the edge of possibility. You rekindled our sense of pride and gave hope to our children. You made us earn the respect of our enemies very early in this struggle. The first cannot be the last. We have to wake up now. Yes, the enemy did not also hesitate to find the weak links and strike you hard just to break our backbone. They worked hard to recruit and prop up phonies amongst you to kill the soul of our struggle. These ones tried to deceive the masses, destroy our revolutionary structures, help our killers, and advised us to point our rifles inward at each other. They torment our populations instead of the oppressor, and still have the audacity to rally us in some corridors in Yaoundé and Canada for some surrender talks with La République agents so we can throw in the towel. They conspired with the enemy to kill some of our bravest amongst the ARFs. But no matter how hard darkness tries, it cannot stop the day from breaking. Let me tell those who proclaimed our end just yesterday night that it is daybreak now in Amazonia. We must arrive our destination because when it is God's time, not even God can stop his people again. Dear financial warriors, those of you who drafted during the Savannah event 3 weeks ago and are here today to continue drafting, I am so proud of you all. Please, in this continuum, I want to stop briefly to acknowledge your generous sacrifices. I also drafted during that event and paid 500 And today I have just paid 300 more and hope to complete my federal draft fully next month. At this stage of the struggle, cash is king. We desire cash to accomplish needed emergency actions, reignite or increase the fire, relaunch Operation Lava Storm in all 13 counties, and strengthen our restoration agenda on the ground. Your pledges are a great revolutionary commitment, but they are promissory notes we cannot take to the bank. As we continue today with the Midland Zone, your central government wants to be held accountable for what is given to us in cash, not promissory notes. I encourage the counties and resource mobilization focal points to keep such pledge data for follow-up only. Hence, at the end of today, Department of DFRM will only publish what the federal government will take to the bank tomorrow, which means we will only publish the cash aggregate of the two events, Savannah and Midland, raised in support of the federal government activities on the ground at this time so far. Please, all drafting should be done on the official Treasury site or portals for easy collection, transparency, and accountability. We want to discourage paying money destined for the interim government draft or the federal government draft to counties or local government accounts to avoid transmission delays and accountability issues. Dear ARFs, the federal government is your house. If you have any issues of misunderstanding with past or present fighters, officials in your counties, LGAs, or central government, please do not leave the house. We will listen to you and help you out. It is better to make up with a brother you disagree with than to go in anger and join your enemy. Your enemy will not change because you fraternize with him. He will only pretend for you to lower your guard so that he takes his sweet revenge on you. A frog was swimming in a pool. Suddenly the water was getting warm and he was enjoying it, not knowing he was inside a pot and the pot was now on the fire. Don't be too comfortable with your enemy. He will ultimately kill you. Come back home. I want to encourage tolerance and reconciliation amongst all genuine ARFs. But please, do not hesitate also to defend yourselves against those who have made up their minds to fight or disarm you. The law of the trigger is he who pulls it first will be the last man standing. Take out the threat first and make your explanations later. It does not matter how correct you are. If you die in a confrontation, nobody will hear your own side of the story. Your weapon, if you have one, is primarily for self-defense against anyone trying to take your life or that of your loved ones. Opportunity to call on all those who are being manipulated by certain sweet-talking, do-nothing commentators in the diaspora, sending them to go about killing or disarming ARFs to know that henceforth, any attempt by or against us shall be a suicidal mission by the grace of God. The lines of demarcation between those fighting La République du Cameroon and those fighting their fellow ARFs has been drawn. The line between those who are fighting for a free Amazonia and those who are fighting to establish themselves as warlords in Amazonia has been drawn. Those fighting to take us to Boya and those fighting us back to Yaoundé via special status has been drawn. Those who want to surrender for peanuts and those who want to fight till victory comes has been drawn. The line between the tormentors and the extortioners of our people and the liberators of the true liberators of Amazonia has also been indelibly drawn. Fellow financial warriors, I know your strength, for it has been said, to whom much is given, much is expected. I'm talking to the Midland. We count on your might and generosity. I'm appealing to all to draft the federal government because this year we want to have a strong and active federal government on the home front. Our local governments and county handlers will continue to do their utmost this year, and the federal government shall be by their side to support and help with strategies and provide the needed leadership. The federal government will be instrumental in assisting hot cells, in the revival of dead cells, in the acceleration of sleeper cells. We will help coordinate any Tier 3 response against our internal and external threats. We will help to coordinate national strategic actions needed to shift the power balance anywhere necessary. In providing needed leadership, we shall partner with counties on agreed projects to plan and execute strategies under the oversight of our Midland Zonal Command and the ANSC. We are not taking away from the LGAs or counties. Our revolutionary vehicle runs on 3 wheels. That's how it was intended. The federal government, the counties, and the LGAs. We are simply stepping in now so that our vehicle runs on all wheels. In the year of acceleration, a dysfunctional wheel will reduce our speed. Give us a down payment of $1,000 today, and we shall stir up things in the home front again, so that before the national draft county tour begins in July, your action, our action, would have heightened the overall momentum and enthusiasm in your zone to generate even more donations. Otherwise, some of our LGAs or counties have little or nothing to show, or they may have little or nothing to show come the county by county draft tour. My dear financial pillars, have you ever used a computer and got to a point where you cannot click forward or backward? You cannot even turn off the computer. The only solution is to unplug the computer cables. That computer is said to be frozen. There are some of us who agree that in your local government or county, things are not moving. You cannot also go back in time to prevent the issues that happened, and you don't want to abort the struggle. Yet you resist an idea to try something else or help you out. You are resisting change. Please, local government executives and members of government, I beg of you, with all the faith you have in our existential struggle, give this leadership, a chance to try something else to help you, especially when you can acknowledge that some parts of our machinery are freezing under our watch. The causes and the perpetrators notwithstanding, it is incumbent on leadership to find solutions so we make the needed progress despite the odds. That's why the federal government has come up with the 2-draft approach instead of 1, the all-wheel drive instead of 2-wheel drive strategy. Even in medicine, when the standard drugs do not cure a loved one and that person is in a dire state, you are strongly advised to try an experimental drug, the risk notwithstanding. So please, let us help our IG in this new approach to help ourselves. Do as if it is the best thing we needed now, and mobilize as if it was your original idea, because Ambazonia must be free. Viva our Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Viva the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, and God bless our beautiful country. Thank you.
Praise the Son, our Savior, who granted us our freedom, a God bless the president.
Bless our
Mr.
fiancé.
President.
Bless the president. God bless our president.
Thank you.
Thank you, our
Thank you,
fiancé.
president. God bless our president. God bless our president.
Fantastic.
God
You,
bless
Mr.
our
President.
president. God bless our president. Long live the president.
Papa's good.
President of Amazonia.
Very good, our president.
Excellent speech, Mr. President.
I give the president one gun salute. I give the president 100 gun salute.
Very good, our president.
We thank God for you, Mr. President.
Excellent
You,
speech.
president. Thank you, our president. Thank you. God bless the president.
God bless the president.
God bless our president.
Come back.
Thank you.
Come back. I'm here.
Wow, good job. Good job, Mr. President.